Hey Queens, you're welcome back again to my YouTube channel. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, my name is Esther and this is Queen Sewing Tutorials, a platform where I shared sewing tutorials. And on today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to make this bubu gown. It has a belt inside and the sleeve also has a slit and it also has a tiny scarf along with it. So Queens, if this looks like something you like to learn, let us get started with the tutorials. Please like this video so that YouTube can get to recommend this video to as many people that are interested in tutorials like this. Subscribe to this channel and also drop your comments in the comment section. Thank you. Now for this style, I'll be using 3 yards of this crepe adire. And these 3 yards gave me a very long gown with belt at the back of it and also a little scarf came out from it. I have my scissors, my tape and my chalk. So right now I'm trying to fold my material, and to do that you want to make sure that you're folding this in a way that the design will come to the front. So just watch the way I'm going to be folding this. Do you see the design I'm actually talking about? Now watch the way I'm going to fold up my material to make sure the design falls to the center of my dress, to both the center at the front and the center at the back. So this is the way I'm going to be folding both the front and the back. After I got the exact folding that gave me that design, I went on to cut, and I'm just going to be placing the front on the back part and I will just cut it out. So at this point I have already cut out the front and the back together, and now I came down by 0.5 inch to get my starting line, and from my starting line I'm just going to be taking my shoulder measurement. So the shoulder measurement I'm imputing right now is 15 inches divided by 2, which is 7.5 inch, and I'm just marking that out. For the neck width, I used 4 inches. And that's because this is a bubu dress and I'm not going to be maintaining the standard measurement of 3 by 3. Although I still made this neck to be high because I didn't want it to be deep also, but the wideness was 4 inches, and for the back I came down by 1.5 for the depth. So I forgot to tell you that I actually have this fabric on fold by 26 inches. So yes, this actually came out very full. And for the sleeve, we'll be coming back to that later. But for now, I have to take the full length of this gown. So I placed my tape on my shoulder line and I had to locate the full length of this dress. So my table is not wide enough to accommodate this fabric. For the full length, I used 57 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance. That is folding allowance, and that is 58 inches. Right now, I'm just going on to cut out the 0.5 inch I came down by. And I'm just going to be separating the front from the back. So you can see the design I am talking about after I folded this properly. So I have gone ahead to cut out the 0.5 inches neck depth for the back, and now I have set my back piece aside and I'm working for the front on the front part. At this point I'm just trying to determine the length, the depth I'm coming for the front, and I came down by 5 inches. So the wideness is 4 inches and the depth is 5 inches. And now I am done with both the front and the back neckline. So now I'm trying to cut an interface for the necks, right? For both the front and the back. At this stage, you can either use a buba bias or whatever you want to use. But I'm going to be using a lining piece because I wasn't having buba bias, a matching color. So I'm just going to be using this lining piece, and you see the way I'm going to fold that, and I'm just going to be cutting it out for both the front and the back. Queens, if you have watched this video to this point, please remember to like this video. It's going to help the algorithm to push it to as many people as possible. Now I have gone ahead to cut for the front and for the back. So what I did was that I used my sodium iron to hit the down part so it doesn't start peeling off, okay? Because I'm not cutting out 2 pieces for this, and I don't want to turn this either. So I'm just going to be using my sodium iron to burn the down part. And when I was done with that, I'm just going to be pinning this down. I'll take this over to my sewing machine and I'm going to be stitching this. And please remember, I am placing my lining on the right part of my fabric. And when I turn this, I'm going to be using the hemming gum to iron this up. So look at it. I have gone ahead to turn this from the right side into the wrong side, okay? And I used my hemming gum to lay this down properly. And you can see how beautiful and neat this has already come out. But though I'm still going to be stitching on this, but I'm going to be keeping that aside to focus on my band. Right now, I am going to fix my waistband. So this waistband is going to be at the front piece alone. So I went on, so right now I'm folding my front piece. This is the front part. I have dropped my back part aside. Now I'm going to be working on the front part. So to do this, you want to determine where you want your band to be. So for me at first, I used 17 inches. Although I later adjusted it because that 17 inches became very long. Like the band went to start from almost my tummy. So it didn't give me the fitting I wanted. So for this, I used 15 inches, okay? So I made sure it started at my under bust. So the under bust is just perfect, okay? The under bust will give you the right fittings you need. But please, you can still go ahead and use the 17 inches. That is the length of your waist if that is what you actually prefer. So now from that marked point, I will go in by my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 7 inches. So it is very important to mark your nipple to nipple measurement correctly, else your band will just be very far from your under bust and you don't want that. So this is the band I'm going to be working with. I'm just trying to measure it, and for the length I use 20 inches. So now I'm just going to be marking out. Like I said, the length of my band is 20 inches, but you can go ahead and make yours longer if you are making this for someone that is a plus size or you are plus size. Please make it long, make it longer so that when you tie, it can actually tie you round. Okay, so you saw the way I curved this band, the way I curved it, right? And I have also gone ahead to turn it out and I went on to iron it properly. Now I'm trying to fix this. I want to take this over to my machine now to sew. So on the lines, on the mark I made, I'm just going to be placing my band, and you see the way I am facing it, okay? Please take note of the way I faced it to the front part of my gown. And I'm just going to be pinning it on one side, and I will do the same thing on the other side. And I'll take this over to my sewing machine and I'm just going to be sewing. And you can also see the way I am placing this also. Please take note of that. And right now I am done stitching that, and you can see the way it is. And you can also see the way my band was, the position my band was facing. So now it is time for me to sew my sleeve. Firstly, I went on to pin this down so that it doesn't move out of place. The sleeve I used for this gown has an opening. Now from my neckline, I'm going to be placing my tape and I will mark 10 inches. And that is where I'm going to be stitching to. And from that 10 inches downwards, that's going to be my opening. So right now, I will take this over to my sewing machine and I'm going to be stitching this by 0.5 inches. And I'm going to be stitching on both sides. So at this point, I'm just trying to show you the correction I made. And for my sleeve, I've also gone ahead to stitch that down, and you can see the opening, you can see the way it came out. So the next thing I'm going to be doing to this dress is that I'll take this over to my sewing machine and I'm going to be making a tiny stitch. I'll be folding this up by half an inch from my shoulder line, and when I get to the main bodies, I'm just going to be folding it by 1 inch, okay? And so that is what I will be doing all the way around the 4 corners of this gown. And after I was done stitching everything, you can see how neat this is looking. So the next step I'm going to be taking now is to determine how deep I want my armhole to be. And for that, I came down by 9 inches. So please note that I'm coming down by 9 inches because this dress already has an opening on the sleeve. So if you are not going to be having any tearing on your sleeve, there is no point coming down by 9 inches or else it's going to be very tight. You want to consider coming down more, okay? So I'm just coming in by 5 inches to get the butterfly, okay? So I'll be using 5 inches for this. So queens, I'm so sorry, when I was recording that part, I lost the clip. But now I have gone ahead to stitch my neckline. Remember, I did not stitch it. And for the all-round butterfly, I came in by 5 inches. I did that for the first side, for the left side and the right-hand side, all right? And also, please, I stitched this from my 9 inches opening I came down by. Please remember that. So, queens, thank you so much if you have watched this video to this point. If you haven't subscribed, please remember to do that before leaving. And also remember to like this video and share this video to people you know are interested in sewing content like this, and I'll see you guys all on my next video. Bye.